What's going on, guys? It's Rest. In this video I want to go over an updated Phasecast Amara build. I actually have been receiving a lot of comments asking if I could go over a new Phasecast build for Mayhem 11, so that's what I'm going to do in this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. As always, the Phasecast build is definitely one of my favorite builds in the game, and I promise you that this build is super fun to play. Now, even though it is a Phasecast build, this build is based all around not really doing damage with the Phasecast and actually just getting a ton of buffs every time you use your Phasecast. Now, if you want to go the route of adding Phasecast damage, you can. It's up to you. So if you enjoyed this video, download the build, or found it helpful in any way, consider subscribing and dropping a like. It's free, it really helps me out, and I truly appreciate it. But with all that, let's get right into this build. So for the weapons on this build, we're really going to just be able to use whatever we want to use. Personally, my favorite weapons are things like the Maggie for the Phasecast build and a Hellwalker. Those are just the classic go-to weapons for a Phasecast build. And since this is a Phasecast build, every single one of our weapons are going to have Phasecast anoints. This is going to give you a 250% damage buff every time you use your Phasecast, and you're going to be using your Phasecast pretty much at all times. I also like to run things like the Handsome Jackhammer, which can be fun. The anoint does actually work when you reload the gun, so you can just start throwing SMGs everywhere and killing a lot of things. And also you have things like your Monarchs, Light Shows, Sandhawks, and anything of that sort to help out with this build. Now, I'm also including other weapons like the Reflex, which can be good, the Plasma Coil, which we all know is absurdly good, Cut Spin is very fun, Proprietary License is also fun, Tizzy's really good, and one that's really fun is the Trick Shot. The Trick Shot is going to allow you to shoot one enemy and then essentially just unload the magazine really quick, and with the Phasecast anoint, you're going to melt a lot of people with this thing. And then with every other buff you're going to be getting, the reload speed you're going to have to start shooting the next clip is going to be crazy. I also have some other weapons in here as well, and you can just play around with what you like, or if you have your own weapon, you can also use that. Now for shields, the Plus Ultra is by far going to be the best option for this build, and as you see, I have 3 of them. With on axe skill, you get 50% bonus incendiary, corrosive, and shock damage. The action skill in anoint has become less valuable on Amara due to the phase graphs changes, but if you're running a Phasecast build, you're always going to be able to proc these just like you were with the phase graphs build. But if you don't know, the Plus Ultra is going to give you a very high health stat with a very low shield capacity, but the shield also recharges very quickly. Not only is this good for survivability, but it is also good for axe skill cooldown rate. If your shield is up and you have the Guardian Rank perk topped off, you're going to be getting a ton of cooldown rate to get the Phasecast back. On top of that, the Plus Ultra also gives you 30% axe skill cooldown rate for several seconds when you're taking damage. This shield paired with some of your skills is what is going to allow you to just spam Phasecast at all times and always have your weapon buffs up, your skills up, and any of your anoints up. Then for the grenade, I'm running an It's Piss, and I have 5 other ones with every ASC anoint on them. The It's Piss is one of the best grenades in the game. When you throw it on an enemy, you're going to apply 20% debuff to do more damage to them, and it's also a good survivability tool if you need to remove status effects on you. So with the 3 Plus Ultra shields, with the 3 main elements of the game, paired with all 5 of the It's Piss, you can get pretty much infinite combinations on whatever you want your axe skill and anoints to be. Then for the class mount, we're going to be running the Phasecast. The Phasecast is going to give you max rush stacks whenever you use your axe skill to give you bonus damage and action skill cooldown rate. This class mod specifically is also going to give you weapon damage, Jacob's weapon critical damage, and more action skill cooldown rate. Then for the artifact, we're going to be running the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge. This is going to give you a stacking damage bonus, and it is overall just one of the best artifacts in the game thanks to the damage buff that you're going to be getting. If you want to run something like a Snowdrift auto idle, this will also work if you don't have access to the Pearl. Now getting to the skill trees, I have 3 points of fast hand, skill more reload speed, weapon swap speed, and mode switch speed, 1 point do harm, 1 point violent tapestry, get down to the bottom, 1 point of restless, also get down to the bottom. This is going to give you some cooldown rate, 3 points of transcend, so whenever we use our action skill, we're going to get more accuracy and critical hit damage. This can stack, 5 points in alacrity, so we get more reload speed based on the amount of rush stacks we have, 1 point in ascendant, so we can buff whatever action skill augment we're using, which is going to be soul sap, 3 points in wrath, so we get more gun damage and even more when we pop our action skill, 3 points of late bear, so we can apply a debuff to enemies whenever our Phasecast hits them, 3 points from rest, so we get more fiery and charge speed, 1 point remnant, so we can spawn an overkill orb to go out and kill another enemy for us, 1 point avatar, so we can pop our axe skill twice for cooldown, and we get 10 bonus rush stacks. So in fist developments, we have 3 points of steady hands to get more handling and accuracy, 1 point in anima and infusion to get down to the bottom. Infusion is also going to help proc things like sustainment if you're using a kinetic weapon, 5 points of wildfire to help keep our Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge damage up, when you're spreading the elements around, you're actually going to be stacking the damage up, so you're going to be getting a lot of damage bonuses from this one skill. 1 point Illuminated Fist, so we get more melee damage, and this melee can also proc sustainment to heal you. 5 points of Tempest, so we get more elemental damage all over the board. 1 point Deep Bow, so we buff all our elemental weapons magazine size. 3 points Indiscriminate, so all our bullets have a chance to ricochet. This is going to help out a lot with ad clear this build. 1 point Catharsis, so whenever we kill an enemy, they're going to explode. This does get Mayhem scaling and can easily wipe out a group of enemies. But then 1 point Sustainment, so we get 4% lifesteal based on our elemental gun damage that we're doing. 1 point this is more than enough, and you're going to be able to heal to max pretty much all the time. Then in Brawl, we have 3 points of personal space, so we get bonus damage the closer we are to an enemy. This skill also has a huge radius, so you don't have to be too close, but if you are, you're going to be getting the max benefit. 2 points of Root to Rise to get down to the next skill tier. This is going to give you some more max health as well. 5 points in Helping Hands, so we get 40% damage reduction whenever we use our acting skill. This is going to pair really nice since we're going to be throwing Phasecast out like crazy. Then finally in Enlightened Force, we have 5 points in Trusting Yourself, so whenever our shield breaks, we're going to get bonus reload speed, charge speed, and weapon slot speed. And since we're using the Plus Ultra, our shield's always going to be breaking pretty much at all times, and we're going to be getting this benefit. Then on top of all that, we have access to every single action skill element if we need it. And right now, Cryo is bugged on Amara with Infusion, but eventually once this gets fixed, you also are going to have access to this. So that is the Mayhem 11 updated Phasecast build. This build is going to allow you to be very quick and agile constantly and throw Phasecast everywhere. Throwing one Phasecast is going to give you your weapon anoint buffs, your shield and grenade anoint buffs. You're going to get some damage reduction. You're going to get all your buffs from your skill tree. You're going to get a ton of reload speed, and on top of that reload speed, once your shield is breaking, you're also going to be getting more reload speed from Trusting Yourself. You have reload speed from Fast Hands. You also have swap speed, and between all of these just skills combined together, you could be very, very quick and snappy, and there's no downtime with reload speed or if you're trying to swap to a different weapon. I would highly recommend trying this build out. It's going to allow you to get through everything in the game, and not only that, you can kind of craft it the way you want to, in the sense that if you have a weapon you like with the Phasecast anoint, it will work in this build. But that's going to do all for me. Let me know what you guys think about this build in the comments, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.